Isolating the muscles that are acting on the scapula, we know that the insertion of all of these are on the scapula because they are acting on the scapula. Anteriorly, we can find the pectoralis minor, which originates on the ribs and inserts on the coracoid process of the scapula. Looking posteriorly, we can see the trapezius dominates the back. It is the superficial most layer, and if you notice, it has a very broad side where the vertebral column is, and a narrow side where the acromion or the spine of the scapula is. The broad side is the origin, so you can use that to help you find origins of muscles. Removing the trapezius, we see the rhomboideus major and minor. The major is the larger inferior one. The minor is the smaller superior one. So these insert on the scapula, and like the trapezius, they originate on the vertebral column, specifically the thoracic vertebrae for the rhomboideus major. Looking laterally, we can highlight the serratus anterior, which inserts on the scapula because we know it is a muscle that is acting on the scapula. And if you see the anterior portion where it connects to the rib, several ribs, you will see they has serrations pointing anterior. So that's where the serratus anterior name comes from. So it originates on the ribs and inserts on the scapula. And the trapezius, and then adding the trapezius back to give us a look at what the layer would look like at the superficial most layer. No longer isolating the muscles that act on the scapula, adding them to the torso and marking them, would you be able to identify this muscle that we're sort of seeing from a anterolateral angle? Turning around to posterior, would you be able to identify these muscles with everything added to the torso that we might expect to see on a test or a quiz? Now that we've seen this, I'll do one more look at the front. You'll get your final answer for this look and the posterior look.